Hello my friends, I'm Mehri and welcome to my YouTube channel. Stay with me until the end of the video to see how I painted these cherries in watercolor. I sketched them earlier on art paper and now we'll go step by step using the wet on wet technique. First, I wet the surface with a dagger brush. Then add a reddish pink color. Sometimes like rose madder mixed with a touch of red. Notice how the paint flows beautifully on the water. That's the magic of watercolor. But always keep an eye on controlling the paint on the wet surface. Here, I'm applying 2 layers. As the first one starts to dry but is still slightly damp, I add the second layer of rose madder or cadmium red. Remember to leave the light areas untouched. The beauty of watercolor comes from preserving those whites. For the second cherry, I used the same brush with the leftover color for the first wash. Then, add a stronger layer of red on top. Use the brush strokes to follow the form and you'll see how the cherries start to come to life. A quick tip: if you practice sketching and shading regularly, it will help you understand where the highlights and shadows should be when painting. You can also check out my sketch playlist for more drawing challenges. Now for the stems, I switch a round brush For the first layer, I used the yellow ochre, and I even bring some of that color into the edges of the cherries to add a glowing effect. Stronger contrast, I layer burnt sienna on top, which makes the stems and details stand out. Sometimes those natural watercolor textures and blooms make the painting even more interesting. Let's move on to the leaves. Then in the second layer, I deepen some areas for contrast while keeping the highlights bright. I start wet on wet using yellow and sap green together. Combining colors side by side is one of the most enjoyable parts of watercolor. For the second leaf, I began with sap green, darkening it slightly from top to bottom. Touches of yellow here, and therefore variety. More watercolor tutorials on my channel, so feel free to explore them, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It really helps this content reach more people. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and give it a try in your own practice.